All right, Marty, here's how you make the best old fashions ever. Oh, yeah. Talk by the master, yeah.
Oh, no.
All right.
Macho Matt is out.
So, of course, we need our base, bourbon or rye. Personally, I prefer rye. In this case, though, I've actually got a bourbon, but it's got a nice tangy flavor. I personally like the rye because it's got a little bit of pepperiness, and the pepperiness offsets nicely with our next main ingredient, which is the sweetener. Now, this is honey. Other options are also maple syrup or just simple syrup. It's just a sugar cube with a little bit of water. I like honey the most. Gives it a nice little flavor to it. Next ingredient that's also important is your aromatic bitters. Just need a couple of drops of that.
Is there any particular brand or anything?
No particular brand. This is just one I got in a pack with other ingredients, but this is a good one. It's nothing too special there.
Okay.
Usually you see one in a paper bottle. I mean a bottle with a paper wrap on it. That's fine too. Next thing, I got some really good cherries from a friend of ours. You could do maraschino cherries if you like those, but you're looking for, or even bourbon infused cherries. So you want high quality cherries, that's good.
Can you get bourbon infused cherries at grocery store or ABC store? Where can you find
You can, yep. So I've seen them at grocery stores. Liquor stores may have them as well, kind of depending on state laws, but yeah, grocery stores for sure.
So what I've noticed, Marty, is I don't drink this drink, but I like the bourbon cherries. They're more muted than the maraschino fake super reddish pink ones. They actually have like a better flavor.
Yeah, so you choose what you want, but something, an infused soaked cherry is what you're looking for. All right, and the last thing are oranges. Now, I didn't have actual oranges, so you can use a whole orange and then you just cut a wedge out of it. But in this case, someone had actually given us some dried oranges. This works as well too.
Now, those are not candied oranges; they're just dried
These are
oranges?
not candied. These are candied.
Oh, they are?
Candied and
Okay.
dried.
So then that adds a little extra sugar to yours as well.
Yeah,
Okay.
just a little bit of sweetener. So again, the sweetener kind of offsets against the bitterness or the pepperiness of your rye or bourbon. All right, and then last but not least, big ice cube. I prefer big ice cubes, but you could do small ones. And so I just put that out here just so you can see it. All right, so here I like to make the ingredients and then add the cube on last. So I start with the sweetener. So you start with your sugar. If you're using a sugar cube, in this case honey, I'm down at the bottom of the barrel, but doesn't matter. I'm just gonna scoop a little bit of that out of here. How much? Not a lot. Kind of depends on how sweet you like it. It's really kind of a personal desire.
So it looks like a quarter of a teaspoon for this. And
Quarter of a
again, you've
teaspoon.
got candied oranges, so it's gonna add a little bit extra sugar for you.
Yep. Some people like it a little spicier, then you do a little bit of sweetener. Then what I do is I add in the aromatic bitters, and you're just looking for a couple drops. Nothing too much. I'm not even going to use this much, but just a couple. Boop, 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 boop. And back in there that goes.
I think that was like 7 drops.
Thereabouts. That was probably a little heavy-handed, if anything. And then next, cherries. All right, so this is what I like to do. Cherries, I do 2 things. One, I also like to use a fresh spoon, just so it's not mixing up with the honey. Grab a cherry. If you like 1 cherry, do 2 cherries, however many cherries you want. I'm gonna do 1 or 2.
It's perfect. See how dark those are? That's why they're much better than those cheap
These are nice
maraschino.
Italian ones.
Yeah.
Now, what I also like to do, and a lot of people don't do this, but this is my little secret sauce, is I add a little bit of cherry juice in there too. Helps to kind of blend the flavors together, bring things together nicely. All right, so cherries are done. And then you mull up the cherry, you take that little juice and you just kind of squish up the cherry a little bit, kind of squish things together.
When
And
you
what
talk
you're
about mulling, it's kind of mashing, lightly mashing.
lightly mashing, and what you're trying to do here is just really kind of break up the sugar and kind of loosen it up. So in this case, the honey, which you remember was crystallized, is now nice and smooth. And that's all I'm doing, nothing too extravagant. Then you do your fruit. You could do the fruit at the beginning or the end. I like to add at this point. And now if you have a regular whole fruit, what you could do is even flavor the lid or the lip of the glass with the fruit. Gives a little bit of extra flavor as you're kind of drinking it.
Do you see people, they like
Squeeze
set
it
it on
in.
fire a little bit?
You can, yeah, if you've got a peel on it, you can put a little quick flame to it. It brings out a little bit of the oils. And then same type of thing. You wipe that on the lid.
And that's for fresh fruit only.
Yep. And I just kind of just throw that in there. Because again, you're just kind of using this to bring out a little bit of flavors. And then you add your bourbon or rye. And you give it about a shot and a half or two, depending on how much you want. And give that a little stir. Get all those flavors all nice together. Boom, boom, boom. And I got a little extra honey, actually on this one. I'm just gonna throw that in there too. I like the honey.
It's like licking the batter in the end.
Did you say lick the batter?
I did.
And now you throw your cube in. And I would give it one last little stir, or even a little shaky shake. You can smoke it at this point if you wanted to. I'm gonna drink this one straight. And I made a mess, as you see. Should be licking that up. Here we go. Cheers. So good. Yeah.
Well, he's just going to keep drinking if you keep asking him tutorials tonight.
Really good stuff, man. Really good stuff. Yeah.
All right. Good night, Marty.
Good night.